Bet you're sorry now. Many years ago, after decades of saving, my husband and I were doing well enough to finally build our dream home. After we moved in, we still had to have our yard leveled and sodded and arranged it early the next spring. That night, I was out watering the backyard sod when I saw my neighbor's wife, Chris, using a measuring tape between our homes. I asked her if everything was okay, and she said that we had sodded a section of their yard. I told her we had followed the sticks that the builder had left. She said the builders must have screwed up and rudely insisted that we had stolen part of their yard. Not wanting to have an ongoing beef with her and her husband, Keith, we agreed to have our property resurveyed. When we did, we got one hell of a surprise. The actual property line wasn't halfway between our two houses as we believed. It was about 1.5 feet away from the side of their house. They owned a construction company and had built their house too close to the property line. This was an insane mistake for a professional. Still wanting to be good neighbors, we offered to split the cost and labor of a good neighbor fence using one of the 4 accepted fence styles allowed. My husband kept asking Keith when he wanted to start, but he always had one excuse after another. Then Keith rudely told Dan to stop bothering him. Dan was furious. He bought all the materials and built the fence himself. He had been planning to put the fence halfway between our houses, but our neighbor was so rude that Dan built the fence just inside our property line, making the neighbor's house look terrible. The neighbor's husband came over pissed as hell, but Dan reminded him that he and his wife wanted a new property survey and he had put off the fence for months. Our fence was magnificent because Dan was a carpenter and I'm a great painter. The neighbor's husband built a fence next to ours, but it was ugly, badly built, and not one of the approved designs. He was forced to tear it down later. Edit, change names for privacy.